Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's Noble Beer Reviews. Today I have a beer from a brewery that I don't think I've done a review for yet on this channel. I'm not sure, but I don't think I have. This is from Funk Factory Goozeria out of Madison, Wisconsin. I did do a review for Untitled Arts, which the guy who brews for them and owns this brewery, Levi Funk. He's also partial brewer and owner of Untitled Arts, so I kind of did, but this is his own separate project. This actually opened before Untitled Arts did. But anyways, this is their a beer in their Meerts series. Meerts. I don't know how exactly it's pronounced, but this one is conditioned with honey. The description on the back says, Meerts conditioned with honey is our take on low alcohol style traditionally derived from second runnings of Lambic. Our modern interpretation begins with Pilsner malt, raw wheat, and Saaz hops, which is brewed using a turbid mash, long boil, and low hopping rate, and finally fermented in foeders with our wild yeast. This version was bottle conditioned using local honey. And it's 4.5 ABV. So I have not had this one before. The other variants that I have had of Meerts have all been really tasty, so I'm pretty excited to crack this open and see what we got. Yeah. So I mean, you could probably see that it had a white head, but it dissipated pretty quickly. The beer itself pours a fairly cloudy straw color. It's not even golden. It's pretty light looking, which would make sense that it's a second running of a lambic. It's interesting though because lambics are generally only between 5 and 6%, and this is 4.5. So if second runnings are, all 80% the strength of the first beer, it seems like they're left they left back a lot of sugars, but who knows? It smells really nice. So everything that I remember about having these Meerts beers is they're not super funky or like super wild, tart, anything like that. They're just, in my opinion, they're just meant to be like table beers. That would be nice with dinner or just a simple drinking beer. They're not meant to necessarily blow your mind with complexity, but they're just supposed to be super clean, easy to drink, awesome beers. And that's kind of what this smells like. It has there actually is a little bit of like a Pilsnery noble hop aroma, which is definitely a little more Americanized than obviously a regular goose is. But I am getting some minerality and some general like cheesy funk. Now I was curious how the honey was going to play out because generally when you put honey in beer, it just ferments out. It's really not adding much. And if you wanted to get some residual honey flavor left over, like there's a very fine line between tasting it and it being like overly sweet, which you don't want that either, obviously. But I think this toes the line very, very well. So the beginning of it actually reminds me of Zolikoa's Berliner Weiss, which is by far the best Berliner Weiss I've ever had. It's not fruited, but I don't know what they did to it, but the flavors in it were just super effervescent and crazy bright, and this kind of reminds me of that, where it has that weedy character, a little bit of tartness, but all of it's just really bright, and then it flows into some like really earthy, noble hop character, which I think is awesome. And then it finishes with a nice like dry pilsnery malt, and there is a little bit of honey on the back end too. It is tart. You know, when I first drank it, I was like, I mean, I didn't think it was less sour than I was expecting, but I didn't really think it was that sour. But now that I go back to it again, it is tart. Man, is that tart. But again, I'm using the word tart as opposed to sour on purpose, because tart to me is just it's like here and forward. You get it on the sides of the tongue, the front of the tongue. You know, it makes your mouth pucker, but it's not something that like burns the back of your throat. Excuse me. Which like acetic acid to me is what like burns the back of your throat. This isn't something that I feel like would give me heartburn very much, but it just like makes the your mouth pucker, and just the front of your tongue gets the brunt of it. But it does kind of taste like the second runnings of a beer that they would make that was like super complex. Because I mean, this has, compared to a lot of sour beers, this does have a lot of complexity. But compared to some of their sour beers, it's not as complex. It's just a really nice, tart, funky, earthy beer, which I really, really like. I'll be honest, it's actually been a little while since I had any of these, but the fruited ones are always, significantly different, because obviously when you throw fruit in the mix, it changes everything. But compared to the regular Meerts, I think this is significantly better. I don't know what the honey is doing to it, but I just think, I don't know, I can't think of what honey would do besides maybe dry it out and add some alcohol character, but that shouldn't be doing that because it's still only 4.5%, so I'm not sure, but I think I like this significantly more than the regular one. I like the regular one a lot, but this is really, really good. So I think it's been pretty obvious by what I've been saying, but on my scale of buy, drink, dump, this is absolutely a buy. And that's another reason why I go after these Funk Factory beer, because not only are they really, really good, they're really cheap. I think these Meerts bottles, they do vary in price, but a lot of them are 12, and like the highly fruited ones are only like $15 for 750, which, yeah, they're lower in alcohol, but if you're drinking like really good sour beer, you really shouldn't care about the alcohol anyways, because most of them aren't that strong to begin with. So for the quality that they are, I think they're really, really reasonably priced, and it makes me want to go back for more. If I can get something this good in the $7.50 for $12, I'm all about it. So, but anyways, that's all I have in this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.